she screamed. "You're a worthless loser." The glass shattered against the hardwood floor, its crash slicing through the laughter of her friends. Red wine bled across the oak, pooling like accusation. Emily's voice, sharp as a blade, echoed in the loft's high ceilings. "You're a worthless loser, David." Her friends froze, their smiles fading into awkward masks, eyes darting between us. My chest tightened, the air suddenly too thick to breathe. I stood there, hands trembling, her words burning into me like acid. We'd been arguing all night, our voices low and venomous, cloaked by the hum of her friends' chatter. The loft smelled of jasmine candles and overcooked hors d'oeuvres, the kind of pretentious spread Emily insisted on for these gatherings. Her friends, Lila, with her pitying glances, and Marcus, always too close to her, watched us like vultures circling a dying thing. I tried to keep my voice steady, to hide the cracks in my composure, but her outburst tore through that fragile veneer. Worthless. Loser. The words weren't new, but hearing them in front of witnesses felt like a public execution. It started with a text. Not even a clever one. My phone buzzed on the counter while I was pouring wine, and Emily snatched it before I could. Her eyes narrowed as she read the screen, her lips curling into something cruel. "Who's Sarah?" she'd hissed, quiet enough that her friends wouldn't hear. I froze, the bottle nearly slipping from my hand. Sarah was a co-worker, nothing more, but the late-night messages, innocent, I swore, looked damning in the glow of the phone. "Work stuff," I muttered, but my voice betrayed me, shaky and thin. Emily's laugh was cold, a sound that promised war. The evening unraveled from there. She didn't confront me outright, not at first. Instead, she wielded silence like a weapon, her eyes glinting with something I couldn't name, anger, yes, but also a strange triumph. She flirted with Marcus, her hand lingering on his arm, her laughter too bright. I watched, stomach churning, telling myself it was nothing. Just Emily being Emily, charming and untouchable. But doubt crept in, a slow poison. The way Marcus leaned into her, the way her friends exchanged knowing glances, it felt like I was missing something vital, a truth just out of reach. I tried to pull her aside, to talk, but she brushed me off, her smile a razor's edge. "Later, David," she said, loud enough for Lila to smirk. My face burned, but I swallowed it, clinging to the hope that this was just a fight, just a moment we'd laugh about later. I'd always trusted Emily, even when her late nights at the gallery stretched longer, even when her phone buzzed at 2 a.m. and she'd silence it without a glance. Love makes you blind, or maybe just stupid. The real blow came later, when the guests were tipsy and distracted. I'd slipped into the kitchen to escape the tension, the clink of glasses and forced laughter grating on my nerves. That's when I saw it, her phone, left carelessly on the counter, screen still lit. A message from Marcus. "Last night was incredible. When can I see you again?" My heart stopped, the world tilting under my feet. I scrolled up, my hand shaking, and there it was, months of texts, intimate and undeniable. Photos. Promises. Plans. My Emily, my everything, had been someone else's all along. I wanted to scream, to hurl the phone across the room, but I couldn't move. The betrayal was a living thing, clawing at my insides. Had I missed the signs? The late nights, the sudden distance, the way she'd stopped saying "I love you" first? Or had I seen them and chosen to look away, too afraid of what I'd find? Guilt mingled with my anger. I'd texted Sarah, hadn't I? Flirted, even if I told myself it was harmless. Was this my punishment? I walked back into the living room, her phone burning a hole in my pocket. Emily was laughing, her head thrown back, Marcus's hand on her shoulder. The sight made me sick. "Emily," I said, my voice low but steady. She turned, her smile faltering. "We need to talk. Now." Her friends went quiet, sensing the shift. She followed me to the balcony, the city lights blurring below us, the air cold and sharp. "What is it?" she asked, her tone impatient, like I was the one wasting her time. I held up her phone, the screen glowing with Marcus's words. Her face changed, shock, then defiance, then something like relief. "You went through my phone," she snapped, but there was no real fight in it. She knew I knew. "How long?" I asked, my voice breaking. She didn't answer, just looked away, her jaw tight. The silence was worse than any confession. I wanted to hate her, to scream, but all I felt was a hollow ache. Why? I pressed, desperate for something to make sense of it. She finally met my eyes, her own glittering with unshed tears. Because you stopped seeing me, David. You stopped caring. Her voice was soft, but it cut deeper than her earlier screams. I wanted to argue, to tell her she was wrong, but the truth was a splinter in my chest. I'd been distant, consumed by work, by my own insecurities. Had I pushed her to this? I turned away, the city's hum swallowing my thoughts. Behind me, her friend's laughter started up again, oblivious or uncaring. I could leave, walk away from her, from us. But as I stood there, her phone still in my hand, I realized the real betrayal wasn't just hers. It was mine, too, for ignoring the cracks, for letting us fray. I turned back to her, ready to speak, but she was already gone, back to her friends, her laughter louder than ever. And then, from inside, her voice rang out again, sharp and final, "You're a worthless loser, David." The words echoed, but this time, I wondered if she was right.